Encanto is exactly what animated musicals should be. It uses fantastical visuals to enhance the scenes that can only really work because it's animation. The songs delve into their inner thoughts, and they come to some sort of resolution by the end. The main aspect of the movie is the miracles. The gifts all reinforce the characteristics of each family member. Magic is forged from their pain. They gain a power that helps them grow past their shortcomings. They only gain a gift because they need it. The magic originally came to Abuela in her darkest hour, when Pedro sacrificed himself. The mountains grew to create a closed-off paradise that shelters the community from outside threats. The paradise and casita are Abuela's gift. She has a door because she was gifted with the means to protect her family. Luisa needs to be strong to help the family. Maybe she wanted to be reliable and was gifted strength. She never says no to any request, no matter how big or small it is. Even when she's overwhelmed, she still carries all that responsibility. Isabella needs to be perfect, so a beautiful miracle where she can create flowers is so fitting. When she admits that she is only acting perfect for the family, her power evolves into producing a whole array of different plants. Dolores was born just after Isabella, and feels like she is in her shadow. Maybe she never had a chance to get in a word, with Abuela saying something like, "Pay attention when I'm talking." Antonio is the latest character to get a gift, the ability to talk to animals. He clearly loves them, and I think all he wanted was friends. At his door ceremony, he's nervous and can't move. He asks for Mirabel to walk with him. With his new ability, he will always have a companion to walk with. Camillo must have looked up to the rest of his family. Maybe he felt inadequate just being himself, surrounded by his super-powered family. He is always playing pranks, so maybe he wanted to lighten everyone's mood. In the photo with his door, he looks like he's showing off, so probably wanted to be the center of attention. Pepa might have had difficulty with emotional outbursts. Abuela is always scolding her when her emotions get out of control, so she was given a gift to affect the weather with her mood. Julietta heals people with her food, so there's a possibility she got scared when people got hurt. It doesn't have to be tied directly to healing though, so maybe she always cares for others before taking care of herself. Bruno looks nervous in the photo of him standing next to his door, so being able to see into the future would give him a sense of control over his life. We don't know if his superstitions came from childhood or from living within the walls, but he's always knocking on wood and throwing salt over his shoulder. So, from this, I would argue that Mirabel didn't get a gift because she didn't need anything. She lives in a paradise, and she is proud of her family. She is kind and optimistic, so she doesn't need to be supported by a gift. At her door ceremony, she didn't even look nervous. Her want song is her desire to shine like the rest of her family. Maybe if she had touched the door with that mindset, she would have gotten a power to borrow her relatives' gifts. But wanting a gift isn't the driving force of the story. The cracks are. She reaches a low point, and that's when the cracks start forming. Then when she shifts focus to alerting her family, she doesn't dwell on not having a gift, and they disappear before others can see. I don't think that Mirabel is the only source of the cracks. They represent how much faith the family have for themselves. Luisa loses her strength when she starts doubting herself. She tried slowing down, but that increased the workload, and that made her feel bad because she was letting the community down. When Mariano is proposing, the family are whispering about Mirabel's future. Their concerns for the magic makes their gifts malfunction. Mirabel doesn't do anything. It is the family's wavering faith in the magic. Bruno has been patching the cracks within the walls. I assume they are there because he was worrying about how Abuela would react towards his final vision. Everyone thinks the worst of him when he reveals a negative future. Finally, Isabella expands her ability when she admits the truth she was hiding. She becomes content with no longer being perfect. The cracks heal, and the candle grows brighter. Abuela confronts Mirabel and makes her feel worthless. The cracks only grow out of control when Mirabel loses faith and challenges Abuela. Abuela becomes aware that she is pushing everyone too hard, and it's her doubting her actions that causes the rift to reach towards the candle. Mirabel blames herself, but Abuela admits that she was too controlling. She was afraid to lose the magic, so held on too tight. Mirabel learns of the grief Abuela felt when Pedro sacrificed himself. There is a distinct difference between the reserved opening scene and the true events of how utterly devastated Abuela was. They return home after Abuela comes to terms with Mirabel being the real gift. I don't think she means specifically Mirabel. The real gift is their family. The family all come to accept that they will be fine without their gifts, with the entire town coming to rebuild their home. I would prefer an ending where they don't regain their gifts. They can rely on each other. They no longer need the magic.